Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rise City Church online only today. It's so great to have you with us. I'm grateful that you chose to join in, and our entire staff here at Rise and all of our elders and our wives, we all just want to say to all of you, Happy New Year! That's right, it is 2022, a brand new year. I gotta be honest, just saying 2022 seems a little weird. It almost feels like science fiction or something. 2022, it's wild. Little known fact, if you are my age or older, you might remember an old cartoon called The Jetsons. George Jetson was born in 2022. So we are officially in the future, people. But anyway, today, as you obviously know, we are online only. Just giving our opportunity for our staff and all of our amazing volunteers to take a week off, be with their families, enjoy the holidays together, let you guys kind of relax, stay home, and wherever you're watching, wherever you're enjoying this, the people you're with, I hope you had a great Christmas, and again, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for being a part of our church and joining us today online. A couple things I want to let you know about. First, again, maybe today is like this random first time you've ever even checked out Rise City Church. Thanks for joining us. Welcome, good to have you. Want to let you know that we always have an online option, but today is special in that we don't have in-person services. We'll be back to normal next week though. Starting on Sunday, January 9th, we will have our normal 9 and 11 a.m. services in person, but we'll also be streaming live at 9 a.m. for you to enjoy online as well. And if you are new with us, we'd love to get a chance to connect with you, say hello. Maybe over the Christmas holidays, you stop by Christmas Eve or something and you're just learning more about Rise City. We'd encourage you to go on our website, risecitychurch.com/new here, and learn more about us. You can scroll through there, see everything about we are, and there's a place you can click to fill out an online connection card. If you fill that out online, we will actually send you some information about our church and a free gift, a Chick-fil-A sandwich card. So love to have you do that and connect with us. And for everybody that's new or newer to church, every few months we do this really cool thing called a Newcomers Social. It's an opportunity for us to get together with our staff and our key leaders and our lead pastor and invite anyone who's newer to Rise City to come and hear more about the vision, the heartbeat of who we are, our story, get to know you a little bit, ask any questions you might have, and just connect with us as a church. Our next Newcomer Social is happening on Sunday, January 23rd, right here in this building from 5 to 6:30 p.m. There's no cost and we have free childcare. We would love to have you come and join us. Again, it'll be an opportunity for you to ask any questions, learn more about who we are. So again, you can go online, you can go to our app. We also have a weekly e-news. You can fill out the form and sign up. If you have any childcare, any needs, if you have any questions, let us know. But we would so appreciate if you would come to our Newcomer Social on Sunday, January 23rd. One other quick thing I want to let you know about. During the holidays, sometimes it can be a really great, amazing, fun time, but sometimes it can also be a struggle. Sometimes the holidays bring out things in us that we're wrestling with or dealing with. And here at Rise, we actually just spent the last month doing a whole series looking at this idea that sometimes the holidays bring about difficult emotions and feelings. And so starting the new year, we decided to offer a class called The Unstuck Life, where we will be walking through what it looks like to, just find some healing and deal with some of the pain and things that can come up during the holidays. So if you're interested in that and joining us for The Unstuck Life, it starts on Monday, January 10th. It's a 3-week class, and paid childcare is included. You can go online and sign up for that through our app, website, or e-news. We'd love to have you come. Now today, I want to let you know that this service time is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. If you were part of our online services during COVID, or you've been joining us online this past year, you know we usually have some music, some announcements, and then someone gives a message or preaches. But today I want to do something a little off kilter, maybe a different direction. You see, last year was an incredible year. A lot of amazing things happened, and you heard a lot of those amazing things from, me or Pastor Brandon or others who get on the stage or who stand in front of the camera. You're used to kind of seeing us. But Rise City as a church, the things that we do, the way that we minister to people, the way that we come together and do all these incredible activities and events and things in our community aren't just Pastor Brandon or me or other people that have a microphone. We have an amazing team of people who, day in and day out are working and coming together to make all of this stuff happen. So we thought it would be really cool if today, as we celebrate this new year, we actually gave you an opportunity to meet some of the rest of our staff that you might not see every day and ask them what they thought was great about 2021 and what they feel maybe God is doing or looking forward to this new year. So over the next few minutes, I want to introduce you to some of the rest of our team, the people that maybe the unsung heroes that you don't get to share the stage every day, but who are still so pivotal in making everything happen around here. So, man, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get to connect with some of them and really just hear their heartbeat and what they feel God is doing in the past and moving forward. It's going to be a really good time. So, let me introduce you to some of our team and our staff here at Rise City Church. Well, there's so much that happens here at Rise behind the scenes, more than just what you see on the stage on Sunday morning. If you're watching online, just a lot that goes on throughout the week, throughout the day. And two of the people that really help this whole thing happen, from just administration and signing things up and getting things going, I have with me here today Andrea and Taylor. And I just wanted to introduce them to you, let you learn a little about them and hear from them. Just kind of this whole conversation we've been having about the great things from last year. So just to get started, Taylor, Andrea, Taylor, why don't you start? Just tell us a little bit about what you do here at Rise and kind of your role so people can kind of get to know more about you.
So I'm the Next Steps coordinator, and I do anything to get you plugged and connected into the group. From the moment you walk through the door and you hand in that welcome card, I will call you and say hi. We will get you onto your next step, which could be groups or teams or plugged in at our Newcomers Social.
Cool. So there's probably some people watching that may have never seen your face, but know who you are, or talked to you, or emailed you. So, and then Andrea, what do you, how do you help out at Rise here?
So my official title is communications coordinator, but what that means is a lot of what I do is related to writing or editing in some way. So if you've ever gotten an e-news and read it, that's something that I made and sent out. If you've ever signed up for an event, I'm probably the one who made that form. If you've ever looked at our website for information for life group notes or to find out about an event like Newcomer Social, or you've wanted more information about Christmas initiatives, that's probably information that I've either written and edited and then actually gotten up on the website. I also do a lot with merch, so figuring out what we're gonna get, actually ordering it, and then getting it into the church. And then I do a lot of behind the scenes stuff with different events, so with One Meal and sledding and Christmas offering, just a lot of the administrative, figuring out the details kinds of stuff.
Cool. And I know there's a lot of questions. Are there going to be more of the sweaters here in 2022? I guess we keep running out of them. So.
If anybody has ideas, they can let me know.
Okay. Well, the question that I've been asking all of our staff throughout this whole process is, looking back on 2021, what is something that just stuck out to you, a great memory, something that you saw God do that you really loved about this last year? 2021's over, but we just want to celebrate and remember, and wondering if you guys have anything. And I don't know, Taylor, if you want to start, something from last year that really stuck out with you or you remember well.
I loved seeing people that we met at Newcomer Social get plugged into a group, and then those brand new groups fill up like automatically. Like the overflow we've had with groups this past year is incredible.
It was one of our biggest ones since our whole life of our church, right?
Yeah, the entire time we've had like 30 plus groups, and we are maxed out in some, so we're really hoping for some new groups to pop up in the next couple of weeks.
Cool. What's stood out to you, Andrew?
There are a lot of things I feel like I could pick, but the thing that meant the most to me personally was seeing Student Men and James and the way that all of the leaders really just have poured into students and really given sacrificially. Our youngest moved up to middle school this summer, so now that means between middle school and high school, we have 3 spread across Student Men, and it's been so neat to see the ways that they each are really loved and cared for, and they really have found their place, even though they're 3 very, very different kids. And it's been really neat to see, and just in conversations with them, the ways that they've really been challenged in their faith to really push into God, to learn more about Him, to not just stay at a surface level, but to really grow in their faith, the way that they've been given a space to really ask some tough questions, but it's a safe space to do that. And then the ways that the things that they've been learning and the experiences that they've been having in Student Men, that's spilled over into regular life. They're all in public school, and I feel like it's really equipped them to go out into the places that God has called them to be and to be lights in some dark places.
And for the record, as we're filming this, one of yours just finished a lock-in.
Two of
them just finished a lock-in a couple hours ago, right?
Are completely passed out at home. Yeah,
Yeah, they had a whole lot of this. Cool. Well, as we look ahead to 2022, what's something that you guys are excited about, looking forward to, just believing in or wanting to see happen this next year? Kind of asking all the staff that. Taylor, what are you looking forward to next year?
Groups, more groups. We have a lot of young families here, and I'm looking forward and I'm excited for some leaders to step up and to really get those groups full, and just encouraging more families, like Andrew said, to be lights in their community, and we're also public school kids, and to bring more of those families that are not connected, to get them plugged in and just growing deeper with friends that are in the same circles.
Well, if somebody's watching right now and maybe they want to get in a group, they're interested in getting connected, they're hearing about this, what's the process? What's the next step in 2022 to get plugged in?
So on January 9th, we're going to have our groups fair, and that is between both services, 9 and 11. And this lobby is filled with group leaders, with tables. It's going to be called Christmas Again. So we're going to keep Christmas going with, think Christmas carols, literal reindeer games, candy canes, and you can come and meet all of our group leaders. You can meet Mike and Robert and I, and we will give you more information about specific groups and just help you get plugged in. And then groups kick off the next week on January 16th.
Cool. And if somebody's online, they can do all this through our website as well, right? They don't have to come here in person.
Yeah, we have it on the app and the website, and you can always email groups@risecitychurch.com.
Great. Definitely something to get plugged in and get connected with. Andrew, what are you looking forward to next year?
So I am really excited about the chance that we're going to have to do the home builds in Mexico.
That came out of our Christmas offering.
Yeah, I'm going to have the chance to be doing a lot of the administrative stuff on this end of it, getting forms to people, making sure that leaders have all the information that they need, and communicating with the people actually down in Mexico. I had the chance to go with our two oldest kids 2 years ago when we went, and it was so neat to see just the ways that changed them and changed their perspective. And I'm really excited to see the way that groups and families are going to have the chance to do that now, and the way that I think that that's going to really impact people here and change lives.
Yeah, so just for clarity, we are going to be inviting all of you that want to participate over this next year, right? To maybe consider your group, your spouse, your kids to go down to Mexico and help build. Where are we at in terms of, I know we're not quite ready to sign up yet, but if somebody's thinking about, maybe I want to do this next year, what's kind of where are we at in the process, and what should they know?
Signups aren't open yet, but you can be thinking about if you want to take your group or your family. There's going to be a cost involved, not exactly sure what that's going to be yet. And
probably looking about middle school age and above.
And probably looking at middle school.
Yeah. And some of the Christmas offering is going to help offset your guys' cost, but there will be some buy-in on your end, right? So all those details will probably be coming in the next 3-4 weeks as we get some dates settled and get going. So it's going to be exciting. So it's going to be a great year. Thanks, guys. All right, well, another person I want to introduce you, most of you probably already know him, but one of the unsung heroes here at Rise, my friend, Pastor Mike. Mike, thanks for joining us. Mike has been here from the beginning when we merged with Harvest. Mike was the pastor of Harvest for 722 years, I think, something like that. But Mike, tell us a little bit about kind of your role here with Rise, with our team, and how people would interact with you or connect with you here.
Well, my official title is Pastoral Care.
Pastor of Pastoral Care.
Pastor of Pastoral Care.
Because we like redundancy.
Yes, exactly. And that gives me a lot of freedom to do a lot of things, help in the community. I oversee the benevolence that we do on a weekly basis, giving out gas cards or food cards. Also, I try to do whatever I can to support the church staff. I don't have any kids at home, so I have more freedom. And so I have freedom to do kind of whatever comes up. And that's how my week is usually. It's like, cool. I get to the office, I don't have a hard plan, but I have just the freedom to say, yeah, let me jump on that, let me go do that if it's something physical in the building, or if it's something out in the community, or if it's following up on somebody.
Cool. If somebody's out there and maybe they need care, whether it's physical or emotional or spiritual, in what ways could they connect with us, connect with you, and to get help? I mean, what are our options here?
Well, certainly one of the easiest ways is to email anybody on the staff. All our staff, their emails are Mike at Rice City Church, Pete at Rice City Church, Jean at Rice City Church. So if you email anybody and say, I've got a need for a family or for myself, then that gets funneled over to me. And then I can make a proper response to that and see what we can do to meet those needs.
Yeah. We also have a link on the website, ricecitychurch.com.
Yep.
There's a care button there, you can click there. And then if they have physical needs, we do have some options here, but I know we also have a really close connection with the Help Center.
Yeah, the Help Center has been a part of what we've done here for years and years and years. And there's food and there's clothing and people that there's so many times a week that you can go, or so many times a month. But if you have an extra special need, I have the ability to kind of skip past that and get extra help for someone that's in our church or somebody that we're trying to reach out to. And that's a good way of doing that.
Cool. Well, Mike, one of the things I'm asking all of our staff and we're talking about is over this past year of 2021, it's now over, but just looking back, remembering, thinking about things that God has done, what's something that stuck out to you last year that you just, man, really resonated with you, a great memory or something you really loved about 2021?
Yeah, well, certainly the Christmas offering, which we just finished, was really good. And at the beginning of COVID and for months into COVID, we were able to do a little food distribution place here. So we had help from the community. We had a discount at the egg ranch where one of the local guys gave us a good price on eggs. I went out and bought food from some of the warehouse type places. We had food for I think it's called Food for Let. No, food not for, anyway, it's a food distribution place, San Diego Food Bank. So that was really fun, and we did a distribution line on Fridays.
I remember that.
And people just drove up, and you just got to see so many faces. And so many people are so appreciative of having their need recognized in this some little something that says, hey, we care about you. And that's a big thing for us.
Cool. What are you looking forward to? What are you hoping to see in 2022? Something you're excited about God doing next year or whatever?
Well, because I have a lot of flexibility, I'm really looking forward to. I'm involved in 4 different life groups. We don't call them life groups now; we call them groups. And I'm looking forward to doing some one-on-one discipleship with some of the young leaders in our church, and just boring in with them, helping them grow into a place where they can become stronger in helping and leading groups and helping with their business. We have some young business guys that they're up against it. It's tough.
Yeah.
And in the COVID time, it's really tough. All the regulations, and they're off again, on again. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just a great opportunity to share my experiences.
So if you're watching right now, one of the things that you heard is Mike wants to connect with people and he has free time.
Yeah,
so if that
exactly.
sounds good to you, something you want to do this next year, Mike at ricecitychurch.com. Oh
Exactly.
man, it'd be great. And I also know, this is kind of cool, one of the great things from last year, we got to do our one meal again, and your daughter was a big part of that. That was pretty cool. And I know you were as well. So, I mean, what was that experience like for you, being part of that and doing that?
Yeah, Jessica brought that to the church originally because she had experienced that at our granddaughter's school. And so seeing, it's a great joy for me, for one, to see her leadership skills in doing that. But I think there's so many frustrating things that we face in the world that we seemingly can't do anything about. But when we do something tangible, and we see all those meals packed up, and then our daughter was able to go to Cairo, Egypt, and help with one of the playground builds.
Cool.
And while she was there, she picked out a young girl that her and my granddaughter sponsored. So now that legacy that we started with our daughter, reading her stories of missionaries and reaching out, she's followed up with a lot of stuff and getting our granddaughter involved as well. And I see that across the church.
Cool.
And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about, I call them young champions that we have. We have some 4th and 5th and 6th graders that they have a light in their face and a fire in their heart to do great things for God. So
Cool. Well, if you were a part of that or you missed it, man, let's just look back and remember that great time we got together and packed 200,000 meals this year at one meal. Check it out. Well, as we've been talking about, just letting you guys look kind of behind the camera and get to know some people here who maybe aren't always at the front or on the stage, someone I definitely want to introduce you to is our maintenance technician, Greg, who just is so vital to what we do here and making sure that this facility is beautiful and ready every time that we meet together and all the events and stuff. So I just want to introduce you to my friend, Greg. Greg, first of all, so you were part of Harvest before Harvest and Rise merged. So how long have you actually been sort of involved and working in this building? It's been a while, right?
A long while. We've been into this building since 1977.
You've been
And
here
I've been here.
since
I
90
helped turn this building from a bowling alley to the church.
Jeez, you've been working in this building longer than I've been alive.
I didn't want to mention that.
Yeah. Dude, that's so awesome. And it's changed a lot. You've watched it change a lot.
Oh yeah, it's changed a whole lot. And when I first started with Harvest, it was in El Cajon, and Pastor Mike was my youth pastor.
Wow. Back in the day.
Back in the day, yeah.
Cool.
So,
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're still with us, and man, it's so cool what you do here. Now, one of the things that I was thinking is helping people understand is here, like maintenance technician stuff. It's like, oh, keeping the building clean, but it's way more than just keeping the building clean, which is important. We have so many events and stuff that go on here. Talk about a normal week for you, what it looks like to keep this place running.
oh wow, that's a lot of times.
Yeah.
Besides helping Cecilia clean inside the building.
Cecilia's our other custodian
Yeah,
that works
Cecilia's the other custodian, and but I take care of the outside.
Yeah.
All of the outside, including all the bushes, the trees, the maintenance outside, blowing off the parking lot. So if it looks really good out there, I'm your guy. If it's not looking at, tell Pete.
It's my fault.
He's my
Yeah,
it's up to him. But yeah, doing the setting up for all the events around here, tearing it down weekly. Sometimes we'll have 5 or 6 events a week.
Yeah, that's a lot of tables
And
rolling in
that's-
and out and
yeah,
chairs.
Yeah, for sure. And that's every week. Then we have sometimes special events that require, like Saturday work or something like that.
Well, just this
Extra
weekend we
day.
had the toy drive here, and
Yeah.
it was like setting the whole thing up, tearing it all down, putting it, cleaning it, had it all
Yeah.
be ready for Sunday morning.
Yeah, I was here probably for a good 10 hours on the 2 days that we did it.
It's a lot. And
Yeah.
people don't think about that. They just kind of show up and walk in or whatever and don't realize the work that goes into
Yeah.
making this place what
It's
it
a
is.
30,000 square foot building and almost 5 acres of land, and it's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
Well, you do a great job at it, man.
Thank you.
Well, one of the things that I'm asking all of our team and our staff in this is just looking back at 2021, what was something that just stood out to you? Something that you really enjoyed, you loved, you saw God do that really resonated with you that you'll remember moving forward from last year?
Oh, well, I mean, the stuff we do, like the toy drive, it's a lot of fun. Seeing the parents come in, getting the toys and setting them up for it.
And you're always in the ice cream truck almost
Well,
every
the
time.
ice cream truck, Pastor Mike has had me do driving that around and
Yeah.
handing out ice cream and doing all kinds of things with that. And then the snow at the Santee, we had the ice cream truck there too.
Yeah,
And
great.
making sure everything's there is coordinated and stuff like that. And I like doing things like that. I like, especially when the kids come up to the ice cream truck, and
Yeah.
doing that. It's fun, and that's memorable to me. Making sure, making people happy, trying to,
Yeah.
and making you guys, look good because the building looks good. It's a reflection on you guys,
Sure, I appreciate
basically.
that, yeah.
And I just like, I serve. That's what I've done for years, all my life, in my last work and stuff too, is serving the public, serving people,
Yeah.
and that's what I like to do.
Well, you're appreciated, man. We really love having you here. And one thing that I have memory, which I love, and during COVID, we were completely shut down, obviously, and just online, doing this every week. And I remember when we were about to reopen, we had an idea for a video of Brandon being like really sad when people were here, and we asked you to take part of it. And it was actually one of my favorite videos from that whole season. And I don't know. When I thought about interviewing you. Let's just take a look at that one. I many of you probably remember. If you haven't, you're gonna love this one. It's great.
Living alone, I think of all the friends I've No. But when I dial the telephone, nobody's home. All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself anymore.
Man, we need to open this place up like now.
Well, a couple other people that I want to introduce you to when we're talking about maybe faces you're not always seeing on the stage and things. Such a huge part of who we are as a church, what we do here, is our just love and passion to see the next generation know Jesus. And so I want to introduce you to a couple of our next gen leaders. Some of you guys probably already know Mariah. You see her more, our next gen pastor. But I want to introduce you to two people, Sam and Steph, who just do so much here and let you hear from them and kind of their heart and what they're involved different ways here. So let me start. Sam, you're actually like one of our newer people here on our staff. You've been around for a while, but how long have you actually been on staff now?
About 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
Greatest 6 months of your life.
Greatest
right?
6 months of my life. It feels a lot longer.
Yeah. Well, what exactly, like, if you were just to kind of summarize your role, what would you say you do for Next Gen every week?
Yeah, so I get all the curriculum from the program we use for all our kids, and I pull that and I get it all ready for our volunteers that come in on Tuesday.
Because there's multiple classrooms, different
Yes.
ages, all
We get
doing
things
different
ready
things.
from like the baby's room all the way up to preteen, planning their activities, getting all the supplies, and organizing it for our small group leaders for every Sunday. And on Tuesday, I have a group of volunteers that are great. They come in and they are so dedicated. And they come in for a few hours on Tuesday, and we prep all the activities for our small group leaders so they can teach our kids on Sunday.
That's great. Cool. And Steph, our pre-K ministry leader, talk to me about kind of what you do in that realm.
I oversee everything that is from babies to TK, so
TK.
it's all of early childhood.
Okay.
We have coaches that kind of pour into our leaders, and we have so many leaders that help every Sunday run so smoothly, and they just pour so much into our kiddos. So it's really fun to kind of lift them up to that platform so they can really partner with families.
Cool. Now, on an average Sunday, and not specifics, but what does an average Sunday morning look like for you guys? Like how many kids are coming in? What are you doing for them? Like, because some of these people, are watching at home. Maybe they don't have kids, or they're only online. They're curious about bringing their kids. What's a Sunday morning look like in Next Gen?
We have hundreds of kids that come in every Sunday. We get here and get everything set up. But people like Sam and our prep team make it just flow so nicely and make it so easy to just come in and set a few things up and let our leaders just pour into our kiddos. So it's really just lifting those up who have dedicated their time and made a commitment to come and serve our kids and our families.
Great. One of the things I've been asking different staff members is looking back on 2021, what the year that it was, and just memories or things that stood out. Sam, what was something from last year that, whether you were on staff for 6 months, but you were part of the church the whole year, what's something that you stood out, you really loved about last year?
I just loved being able to see all the kids in the lobby with the activities that I helped prep. So I was a small group leader for many years, and I would just see my old kiddos who are now like in 3rd grade. I'm like, I had you when you were 4 years old, and now you are doing activities that I helped prep. So I still loved being able to see them grow and just see them grow up in the church.
Cool. What about you, Steph? What did you love from last year?
Seeing our families come back in 2021, a lot of families that we didn't get to see as everyone was trying to figure out how to navigate the pandemic and kind of what do we prioritize with trying not to be out too much and just figuring all that out. Seeing kiddos come back just a little bit older and getting to just continue to watch them grow and see those bonds and relationships that they had with their leaders. Just reconnecting and even new families coming in has been a real treat to watch.
Yeah. And what about this year, 2022? What are you guys looking forward to? Sam, is there anything you're excited about, or you guys are planning, or you're looking forward to this next year in your ministry?
Just the momentum. I feel like I'm just so excited for all the volunteers that come in on Tuesday because I started 6 months ago and there was a couple volunteers that came and they were dedicated, and we just had so many more people want to get involved and want to help, and I just love seeing them pour into the next generation. So I'm excited for all the volunteers to keep going.
Yeah. What about you, Steph?
At the end of 2020, when everyone was trying to figure this whole thing out, we put out an ask for some volunteers to just kind of fill a space with like 3-month commitment. Like, can you just give us 3 months?
We just needed warm bodies.
We needed some people to just hop in and help kind of jumpstart the ministry, because we had some families coming back, but we didn't quite have small group leaders yet. And we had some awesome people jump in and say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to help. We fully plan to honor that 3-month commitment, but in 2021, I had some of those leaders say, I really fell in love with these kids. I really fell in love with the people I serve with. Can I please stay? And it was just such an awesome thing to see how they just got so much community and they got so much out of it, even though they were coming to give their time and to dedicate to the families. And it was really neat. So the community that you can get from serving and just the bonds that happen naturally it's really fun to see. It's
great.
Really neat.
What if somebody is watching at home right now and they're hearing that and they're like, I don't know, maybe God's calling them to get involved and serve. What would that look like for them to get connected and maybe get plugged in and try it?
Well, we really believe in giving each individual person an opportunity to see if it's great for them, because if you're somewhere where you don't want to be, it's not going to be good for anyone, right? So we offer a no obligation test drive where you can just come in. There's no paperwork. You're partnered with someone who knows the ministry, and they can walk you through and really just give you a good idea of if it's good for you, if it's right for you, and then on the flip side, is it a good fit both ways? And it's really simple. So they can email us or come and find me or Mariah or Sam on a Sunday morning, and just we can get that process started.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you guys, everything you're doing. And I think I have 4 kids, and it's definitely something I love about being a part of this community is the way that you guys do such a good job with our kids, and the way that my kids love coming to church and things we do. And one of the things I was just thinking, even the way that recently we did the whole sledding hill in Santee, and just wanting kids to have fun and see Jesus. And that whole attitude I preach about you guys, and just it's really great to be part of. And I don't know if you weren't with us, you missed it, or check out this video that just kind of highlights that opportunity we had in Santee a few months ago. Well, speaking of behind the scenes, every time that you watch a video or watch us online like this, there's someone who's doing a lot of work and going through a lot of processes, and that's our creative director, Jean Glaude. Jean, why don't you come on over, man? I want to talk to you a little bit and let people know a little more about who you are. Come on over, man.
All right. Yeah.
Well, some of you people here at Rise may know your face and recognize you from being on stage and helping with worship, but a big part of what you do is this stuff. What is this stuff? Tell me about your role here with videos and nerdy stuff like this.
Yeah, definitely nerdy. I really appreciate and like being able to create content that people can listen in on and help edify and grow their faith just from the comfort of their home. I feel like that's been something really valuable we've been able to create the past couple years. It kind of forced us into it, but it's been
because
awesome.
we were doing it. We were starting it before COVID hit, but then once COVID hit, it was like we're all video, and now we're blending the two a lot.
Yeah, and so I would just say that having the opportunity to the video ministry, it doesn't exist on its own. Like, the point of the video ministry is to give highlights to Kidsmen, to give highlights to events, to give highlights to create a place where we can share the Bible. So within this ministry, I've kind of had my hand in supporting every other ministry, whether it be communications or kids or whatever. So it's really been awesome to kind of like collaborate and create content and pieces that help edify the people of the church and the church through video content. So every single week I'd talk with whatever ministry needs a shout out or a highlight. I talk with the pastor and figure out when we're going to record their message,
Or where we record
or
it.
where we're going to.
Kinda
We've done
all over
it.
the place.
We've done it on boats. We've done it like
Yeah.
no joke
Up in the mountains.
We've gone to the mountains,
Yeah.
gone to schools, trespassed probably, but just connecting with them and figuring out where the best place is and how can we best share what we want to share to help build up the church, and to be able to be a part of that has been super awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, looking ahead, 2022, it's got to get better.
It's got to.
What's something you're looking forward to next year? You believe God's going to do? You want to see happen? Anything on your heart?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the team that is being created at Rise City Church. Me and the new guy coming on, Ben, we're going to have very close proximity and working together, and just seeing God use him is going to be super exciting. And to also know that what we're creating, we hope that God is using to, like I said, build up the church, to create things that are going to help build up the body of Christ, the individual people there, through worship, through teaching, through series and classes. What can we do to build this church up? I'm really excited to be a part of that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, what he's referring to is since our worship pastor Kyle has moved the other side of the country, we have hired a new worship pastor, Ben Kafer, who will be starting the week after you're watching this video. And we actually had a chance to sit and talk to him a little bit through Zoom before he's moved here. So let's actually jump to that and check out. I want to introduce you to our new worship pastor, Ben. Well, hey, Ben. Thanks so much for joining us, man. It's great to have you on here. And just this whole morning, we're talking to different staff members and hearing their thoughts and hearts from the last year. And we thought it'd be great to get you on here and just even a lot of our people here at Rise to even meet you and get to know you. Now, I know when we're filming this, you are just finishing up packing, and I guess you're out of your apartment now. Are you living with your parents for a little bit of time here? What's going on?
Yes.
Nice.
My wife and I, we moved out of Chicago literally yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm still a little sore and just from packing and moving everything.
All your boxes and
although,
stuff.
here's the crazy thing is that we sold everything and we're just going to buy stuff once we get there. So we took everything that we could fit into our 2 cars and that's it. So
Nice.
we feel like ultra nomad minimalists right now. But yeah, we're homeless right now because our lease ended.
Cool.
We wrapped up our lease and then our next lease starts in about a week from now in California. And so we're here in Bloomington, Illinois, central Illinois, about 2 hours away from Chicago, and living with our parents. This is where Katie and I actually both grew up, is in Bloomington. So we're just spending the holidays here. And crazy. This is the first time in like 9 years that I won't be leading worship on a Christmas service, which is...
you can just like go to church, be a normal person.
Yeah, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, you did come in October, you spent some time with us, but, for the most average person of our church, they only got a little bit from the stage. So I thought maybe this is an opportunity just to hear from you a little bit, like a little bit about who you are, your wife, and so we can kind of get to know you a bit before you even get here. So maybe just a little bit of like, hey, this is who Ben and Katie Kafer are.
For sure. Well, Katie and I are high school sweethearts. We went to the same high school here in Bloomington, Illinois. So it's kind of full circle being back right now. But I went to college up in the Chicago area. And then my wife, Katie, did as well. 2 different colleges, but we did the long distance thing. We dated all throughout college. And so we dated for 5 years before getting married. As soon as she wrapped up with school, and we've been married now for 2.5 years. And in those 2.5 years, well, actually, even before we got married, I've been working in a church since I graduated school, which was about 4 years ago now. And I've been in full-time vocational ministry, so to speak. for that whole time. And then I've always been involved in church, even throughout college. That's what I went to school for, was to be a worship leader. So my degree is in worship arts. I had a really cool experience meeting Jesus in high school, and it was through worship that really kind of God spoke to me and revealed himself to me, and I just knew that that's what I wanted to do with my life, and here we are. That was 12 years ago probably now, when I started to kind of feel that call, and here we are, been in ministry for a short amount of time, but long enough to be in ministry and
Nice.
and to know the ins and outs of it. And now we're just excited for this new thing.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. Actually, when this actually will play, you'll already be here. But it'll be next Sunday that we'll see you on the stage. And now your wife, Katie, is a teacher, right?
Yes, elementary school.
Very cool.
She went to school for elementary ed, and she has been teaching now for 2 years.
Nice. Well, everyone here is excited to have you. We're looking forward to it. And speaking of sort of looking back, one of the things that I've been doing this whole time together is talking to some of our other staff about looking back on 2021. It's very easy to look at all the bad stuff. There's plenty to look at. But I've been asking them what they saw God do, or something they remember that was exciting. Or it's a little bit different for you because you can't obviously give any Rise memories, but just from your time at your own church there in Chicago, what's something that you just look back on 2021, you say, man, this is something amazing God did that I really want to remember and sticks with you?
Yeah, honestly, you said I don't have any Rise memories, but that's what I was thinking it is. It's been the change from the context of what we're in, being in Chicago, the church that we're in, our life here in the Midwest, and what God has done to get us out to the West and for this new opportunity. It's something, if you would have asked us a year ago, we would have never said, yeah, we're going to move. We're going to pack up everything into our 2 cars and get out there. But God really laid it on our hearts and made it so clear. And honestly, besides getting married, Katie and I have never had that strong of a draw and a call and a feeling of the Lord's pushing us and we're united in it, than to do this and to do ministry at Rise City. And it's been so cool. Cause we went on a trip there over the summer, fell in love with the area of San Diego. And, it's been one of those things since we've been married, wanderlust sets in a little bit of what would it be like to ever move out of the state that you grew up in, and get away from family. What could that do for our marriage, and cool things like that. The adventure side of it. And a month after our trip out there, I got connected with Brandon on Facebook, of all places. And we just started kind of talking about the position, and, a bunch of interviews later and flying out there, that weekend that we were out there sealed the deal for us. We just fell in love with the place, and it feels like God was directing us every single step of the way. Doors that should have been difficult to open, I feel like just kind of opened up real nice and easy. And it's just been a really cool thing. It's hard to explain unless you've experienced it, but it's hard to explain unless you've experienced it, but it feels like the Lord called us, and we're not just saying that, it's I would definitely go into the story with anybody whoever wants to hear.
Cool.
Cause it feels like what Rise is offering for us and what we're able to step into and what we're bringing, and just all of that combined with the move, the cross country move, and all of those kinds of things, the stage of life that my wife and I are in. There's just so much alignment.
That's great.
It's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously it's I guess an easy thing to ask what you're looking forward to, a whole new thing.
Yeah.
So one thing that I asked you to do before this video call, every time we do online services, we would usually try to play a music video or something just to spend some time worshiping. And so I actually asked you to record something and send it, and I got to watch it. It's pretty good. I'm wondering, before maybe we play it, you want to just kind of set up why you picked that song? What was it about? What we're about to hear that you really liked or wanted to do that one?
Yeah. So the song is called Build My Life. And it's not, I'm not going to say it's been the song that's carried me through this time, but it is a song that since it came out, I think like 5 years ago now, I've been leading this song so much. And I love this song and I love the message for it. I think for where I'm at personally, I was able to sing this with some conviction, of there's a lot of things that are up in the air and, everything's changing. Nothing about what my wife and I are doing is safe. And if we try to build anything in what we can conjure up or what we can think of, it's not gonna be good. But if we build our lives upon the Lord, like he's already provided for us this far, and we know he's going to continue to do that. And so that's kind of singing it from where we are. That's my why for singing the song. But as people listen, they might have a different why for wanting to sing along to this song, or to let the words of this song kind of speak to them.
Cool. Well, so is this like the world premiere of the Ben Caper video?
I guess so.
Yeah. So let's check it out together. And Ben, we're excited to see you in a couple of weeks. And man, it's just great to talk to you. And I'll see you in a little bit. But let's check this video out together, guys. Here we go.
Worthy of every song we could ever sing, worthy of all the praise we could ever bring, worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you, oh, we live for you. Jesus, the name above every other name. Jesus, the only one who could ever save. Yeah. He's worthy of every breath we could ever breathe. We live for you. Oh, we live for you. You're holy. There is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are, and fill me with your heart and lead in your love to those around me. Oh, Jesus, you're so worthy, Lord. is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me. Oh, I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation, and I will put my trust in you alone. And I will not be shaken. You're holy. There is no one like you. There is none beside you. Open up my eyes in wonder and show me who you are and fill me with your heart and lead me in your love to those around me.
Well, thanks, Ben. That was amazing. I'm so looking forward to having you and Katie out here and, man, just seeing what God is going to do through your lives. It was really, it's going to be an amazing year. I'm so excited. I'm grateful for all of our staff, all of our team. You know, you didn't even get to see everybody, just a few of the people that make things here at Rise City work and make it happen. I'm grateful for all of you who over this past year have served and volunteered. I know that the people that get a paycheck to work here at Rise, there's some unsung heroes, but the real unsung heroes are those of you who are coming here every week, every Sunday, and giving of your time to make this thing happen, this thing that we call hope and healing in Jesus' name. So to all of you who volunteered, who served last year, thank you so, so much. We so appreciate you. I'm so excited about the way that God's gonna continue to use you in 2022. As you heard from Taylor, maybe this is the year that some of you decide for the first time it's time to get in the game and start serving. We'd love to have you consider how you can join. We got tons of opportunities here, whether it's working in KidsMin or you saw Jean working with his cameras and stuff. We got people, you know, that greet at the doors and help online and work with digital stuff. There's so many ways to get involved. 2022, consider maybe this is the year that you take a step and start getting active with your faith. I also want to say, this past year, you know, your generosity was so incredible, so incredible. And, you know, we're filming this video here at the new year shortly after one of the greatest, most amazing opportunities to see generosity come alive, our Christmas offering. And just for the few of you that maybe were living under a rock, I don't know, we had an amazing, amazing Christmas offering this year. Check this out.
Needs get met, God gets praised. Say it with me. Needs get met, God gets praised. Needs get met. And then as people have needs met, I promise you what's gonna happen from the overflow of this Christmas offering, what always inevitably happens is we get the question of why. And the question of why flings wide open the door to say, because God is good.
It's staggering to think that you guys did that, your generosity. And the stories are already coming in of the different ways that the money that you have given is already impacting people and changing lives. And you're gonna hear a lot more about it over these next few weeks and months. So thank you for your generosity. As you continue in the new year, man, if you want to give today, you can do that by going online, risecitychurch.com/give. You can also do it on our app. But thank you for your continued generosity. Thank you for the ways that you are partnering with us to be the church together. This has been an incredible year. Yes, 2021 wasn't always wonderful in other ways, but getting to do things with you guys, ministry together, seeing the name of Jesus made great in Lakeside and Santee and Alpine and East County together with all of you has been incredible. So thank you so much. And as we close, we'll close the way we always do, by praying for you, us as a family, that we would be a people who wake up, rise, and shine in 2022. We would continue to wake up to Jesus, to all the things he has for us, to all the ways he's calling us to make a difference in our world. And we would rise to life by obeying him and living that out and seeing his goodness in our lives. And we would shine to the world around us. That in all the darkness and all the craziness that 2022 might want to bring us, Rise City Church would shine hope and healing in the name of Jesus to East County and beyond. Have a great day, guys. Praying you have a great year. I'm looking forward to seeing you all over these next few months. Thanks, everybody.